What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we are going to create the Mercer Bears in NCAA Football 06. I've been receiving more requests about creating more schools, adding that to the series, and Mercer has been mentioned quite a few times the last couple months or so, so I thought this would be a good one to start back into it. So we'll just start at the very beginning. We'll start off with our colors, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go over to teamcolorcodes.com. You just go there, you type in whatever team you're looking for, or just use their menu up here to find whatever colors you're needing. But here are the Mercer colors. They got the Mercer orange and the black. I want to emphasize the orange. As usual with 06, they deal with the RGB color code, so that's what I like to work with. The official numbers is 247, 104, and 0. When I put those numbers in 06, the orange comes out way too bright. It doesn't come out close to what I keep seeing in images of when I'm looking up like football uniforms and such. So I needed to find a workaround, because if you scroll up here, you notice I think this orange up here in the logo was a little bit darker than what's down here. So what I done was, if you just Google any type of logo, in this case I went Mercer Bears logo, and here's the main logo on the far right. What I like to do is use an eyedropper extension. All that is, you look here up at the top right, this one's called Color Pick Eyedropper. I just select that, and I can hover over anything on a page, and it tells me exactly the color codes I need. And as you can see here, the RGB is 203, 83, and 7. And it's just obvious that orange is much darker than what we just saw. So that's what we're going to go with. So we're going to go back over here, and when you go to primary color, I went to the far right orange and edited that one. And that's what I went with, 203, 83, and 7. It comes out a whole lot better on the back end, trust me. So when it comes to the secondary color, you could go black or white. I went white, mainly because of the end zone background, as you'll see here in a minute. And I think it pops really well in some of my other uniform combinations. So I went with white. School logo M, there is no logo in the game that has an orange M with a black and white bear in front of it. So this is the closest I could get, and I'm more than happy with it. Nickname the Bears, school name and abbreviated name are both Mercer. They're out of Macon, Georgia. So when you go to the state of Georgia, Macon is pretty much dead center, but it goes down a couple notches. Something about like right through here. If you're OCD about it, you can put it exactly where you want it. None of this affects your recruiting in any way. As long as you are in Georgia, that's all that matters. As long as you got it shown here as Georgia, then you're good to go. When it comes to playbook and team type, that's completely up to you and how you do your dynasty. I don't fool with that. It's different for everybody. When it comes to rival school, Furman and Samford, not Stanford, but Samford, S-A-M-F-O-R-D, are the rival schools for Mercer. Now, since in dynasty mode in these games, you're going to be playing a 1A dynasty. So if you want to keep Furman and or Samford as rivals, you can bring them up with you when you start a dynasty. Otherwise, pick whoever you want, Georgia, Georgia Tech. It's up to you. Fight song, for those of you who've been watching this series, I don't deal with the fight songs much anymore. It just gets a little tedious after a while, so I don't bother with that anymore. Feel free to find the exact one or one that's close to their actual fight song. Mascot, there isn't a mascot in the game that matches what their mascot looks like, so I just went with none there. Now let's talk about their stadium. It's called 5-Star Stadium. It's a dual-sided, and I think in real life it's like it holds 10,000 people. So this is as close as we can get. Now the orientation is north and south, and from what I can tell, the scoreboard / video screen is in the north end zone with the press box on the east side. I went with field service for natural. You could probably go grassy turf. That's what most teams are kind of using nowadays. But I went with natural. I just like the look of it. Midfield logo, I went with the basic logo there. I don't have one at the 25-yard lines. This is the biggest reason why I went with the white border or white as my secondary color. It matches as close as you can to the end zone that they have. Orange background, which is your primary, and then school name number 2. Unfortunately, they got Mercer, and then they got Bears on the other end, and we can't do that in this game, so I just went with Mercer. There is no track, and I went with the campus backdrop. They're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, from what I could tell. Okay, let's talk about the jerseys. This is where things get a lot of fun. Now, Mercer's no different than a lot of these schools that I've created. They don't have a ton of tradition, and when it comes to their uniforms, they just kind of do a ton of crazy combinations. So you can get pretty flexible here. But we'll go to the very bottom. You see the full default home uniform. A white helmet with white pants and an orange jersey. And we're going to go up to the very top and look at this. And when it comes to your helmet, I went with triple stripe of logo. They got the orange outside stripes with a white stripe in the middle, as you see here. Then face mask is white. Pride sticker, from what I could tell, I didn't see one. Jersey type, I went with the classic. They don't have any stripes anywhere on their jersey. Jersey color is just the default. And shoulder sleeve, I put the sleeve numbers on the side. There should be an image to the right of here, and you'll see that matches. Thankfully, their style number is in this game. It's your standard block look, whatever they want to call that, but it's style 1 in here. Number name is white. Outline color is black. And this is one of the positives with Mercer. Black is one of their primary colors, and black really contrasts well in this game, especially around the numbers, because as we know in 06, you got the number glitch, the border glitch around the numbers on the jerseys. Well, if you use black, you don't really have that issue. And we're definitely not going to have that issue in this one. Chess logo, the only ones they had was like of their conference and of NCAA. So I didn't put anything there. From what I could tell, they did not use any player names, so I kept that off. Pant style. Again, they don't do stripes at all anywhere other than on the helmet, so I went with straight white here and then the white belt according to the images from what I saw. So there's your pant color. Hip logo, we actually have one. I normally don't use one, but I saw a couple images, and I'm pretty sure the one I'm going to use over here to the right is going to show a little hip logo, and that's where I put it. It was on the right, which is pretty cool. I finally got to use one of these. Again, belt color is white. Socks, I went with just short. Every player does it differently, but most of them I saw was basically short. Sock color is white, and then shoe color is white. So now let's talk about the default away uniform. Nothing really changes except you got a white jersey with orange pants. So we'll go up to the very top. Everything stays the same with your helmet. So you go down to the jersey. Again, it's just a white jersey, but we're going to go with orange numbers with a black outline. Comes out even better. And of course, I got the sleeves the same. Everything else stays the same until you get to the pant color, which I went with orange. If you want to go with the Stormtrooper look, go all white, by all means, go for it. But I also match the belt with the pants throughout all 4 of the uniforms. Hip logo stayed the same as you see it right there. And belt color, like I said, it stays the same as the pants. And the shoes and the socks stay the same as the default. So that is the default away uniform. Now let's talk about the alternates. I kept seeing the all black look, which I think looks really slick. And I think what makes it look even better, look how big that M looks on your helmet. I think that's just really cool looking. But this is the alternate home uniform. We'll go up to the very top, and you notice that helmet just looks incredible. I went with a single stripe logo just because there's no stripe on the helmet, according to the image I got to the right of here. And we just went black across the board for everything. Pride sticker stays the same. The jersey type stays the same, but then we're going to go with jersey color, again, with black. I just went to the far right there. And shoulder sleeve, all that stays the same. Number name is orange with black outline. Technically, it's supposed to be white. But again, with 06, you got the glitch around the numbers. And black just looks a little bit better than the rest of them. So that's what I went with. Chest logo stays the same as the rest of them. Player name is off. Pant style is the same. Again, everything is black. You go all the way down, everything is black. So it's pretty simple setup for the alternate one, but I really like the looks of it. So we're going to go to the alternate away uniform, and it is, everything stays the same as the alternate one, your alternate home uniform, except you got a white jersey. So you go up to the very top. Helmet stays the same as before, same as your pants and such, but the only thing you got to change really is the jersey color. Everything else literally stays the same, even the pants, the socks, all that good stuff. So again, this looks really cool as well. Now you can make these your home uniform, your default away and home uniforms if you wanted to. It's up to you how you want to do that. And here we have our default home uniform. I think it looks pretty slick. I like the orange. Again, it's a little bit darker than what the original orange is supposed to look like. I like the hip logo. I think it stands out really well. It's just a nice, slick, clean look. I like the double stripes on top of the helmet as well. Pretty cool. So now we can look at the default away uniform, and we can back up here, and again, it looks really clean. The black, it helps that black is one of their primary colors, and putting that around the numbers makes it really stand out, makes it really pop, and I think it looks really well overall. And here we have our alternate home uniform. I just love the all black look. Everything really pops. The colors, the orange, the numbers, that block M, the logo on the helmet, I think really stands out. I wasn't expecting it to be that big, but I really like the looks of it. I wish I could use white as my border around the numbers, but we can't. It just won't let us. In 06, it just looks a little glitchy. It comes out grayish looking. It doesn't look all that great. But I like every bit of that. I think that looks really slick. So now we can go to the alternate away uniform, and that looks incredible. I like it. You know, it's just a good contrast of colors. Orange, black, and white just work really well together. You take black and white, any type of color, and you're going to come out with some strong looking uniforms, to say the least. So now what we can do is look at our stadium. We go pan out here. This is our logo at midfield. Again, I like the natural field. I think it just looks good. Everything pops. And I like the way our end zone turned out. You can go with Bears there if you want to, but I think it really came out outstanding. Again, it's no different on this side. You just got Mercer there. So now what we could do is zoom out, and we can look at our stadium as a whole. We got the campus backdrop, and on one side we don't have anything except for the stands, and you go to the other side, we have the scoreboard, the logo, or the scoreboard and the video screen, and then we got the big press box on the other side. So hopefully you enjoy this. I think this is a cool Dynasty idea, just because, like I said, I think the colors really pop. This one came out really well. Among the 8 or 9 that I've created so far, I'm about as pleased with this one as with any of them. As bad as in terms of as close as I'm able to get, and just the way everything looks. I think it came out just great. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.